On Thursday, Spectator broke the news that the joint statement between the Columbia Democrats and Columbia University College Republicans was issued endorsing same-sex marriage. But there's been a plot twist to the story, and we're here to talk about that today. My name's Jeremy. I'm the campus news editor for Spectator.
Hi, I'm Casey. I'm the city news editor.
And joining us today on Newsmakers, we have President of Columbia Dems, Janine, and President of CUCR, Tyler Trumbach. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So to get started, let's talk a little bit about how this statement came about, what kind of conversations took place whenever you decided to make the decision to issue this.
Well, it was originally coordinated out of Penn, so both of our groups received an email, and for us it was really a no-brainer. It was, of course, we'll sign on, we've supported marriage equality for ages and ages and ages. We were really excited to hear that the CUCR decided to sign on as well.
Yeah, we got the email, and I presented it to my board the Sunday after we received the email, when we had a regular board meeting. And I first did a quick poll of how many people supported marriage equality on our board, and it happened to be everybody except just one person. And so we further decided, do we want this to be known? And I think when we discussed it, it was a very long debate, because historically our organization does not endorse any statements or principles, it doesn't sign any pledges. However, we felt this was an exception. And so the board went ahead and voted, and it was super majority, 75% voted to sign the pledge and endorse marriage equality.
And we met up afterwards to issue our own statement, which you published.
Yeah. So what has been the response from the members of your group?
The members of our group, I think, have been very supportive of this. I think one of the major reasons we did this was because looking at and polling our general body, we saw near 100% levels of support among our general body. And so this is something I think we should have done a long time ago. But unfortunately, it really, I don't think, ever came up on the previous boards. And it's actually surprising, because I think actually 2 years ago with that board, this would have never happened. I think that board was completely opposed to marriage equality. And it shows you within 2 years how our board has changed.
And I have to say, this was like the best Valentine's Day I've ever had. I was so happy to, just join the spirit of love and equality and be able to decide that basically this isn't a partisan issue anymore.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, we actually learned that instead of all IB clubs endorsing marriage equality, that wasn't the case. So can you talk a little about how you found that out and what kind of your response was to that?
Yeah, so I was under the impression from the University of Pennsylvania Republicans that most, if not all, of the Ivy League chapters were going to endorse marriage equality, and that they were in the process of negotiating with the rest. I would later learn that night, after receiving, being contacted by the other chapters, and some of them said they weren't even contacted at all. Some said they were still debating the merits of signing this pledge. Others said they refused to sign it whatsoever. And so at that point, I think, we realized that we may have, misunderstood what was happening. There's a huge lack of miscommunication in the project run by the University of Pennsylvania. Whether that was intentional or not, I can't say, but I can say that we were fully under the impression that we could go ahead and release it Valentine's Day. We were told we could release the statement Valentine's Day, and we were told that most, if not all, were going to sign. But that doesn't change our statement. We still fully endorse marriage equality, and we're proud to be the first Republican chapter to come out there and say that publicly. And hopefully that encourages some of the other Ivy League chapters to do the same.
What do you think the impact of the statement is going to be?
So far, just seeing the impact of people picking up on campus and in spec and blog comments, I think that people are really happy to see our groups come together on this, and because it's an issue, it's not about politics, like I said, it's about love and it's about human rights, and I think that the vast majority of people at Columbia already feel that way, and they're really happy to see that reflected in the two major party organizations on campus.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. It's been great having you. And be sure to tune in next time for Newsmakers.